Hey guys, it's Lisa and welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna do some items for the farmhouse area, and I'm gonna use this transfer called Sweet Lamb, and it's a redesign with Prima that my friend Gina gave me. And I just love the colors in it, and I just think it has such a soft look, but also a farmhouse look. So I'm going to be putting these on different items and work those into the little corner of my store where I put mostly farmhouse things. So as you can see, there's a pretty good selection on this one, and I'm going to add this in the description, but I just think it's the sweetest transfer. And I think on one of the projects I added a transfer from another set, and I think it's Dixie Belle's transfer called On the Farm. But again, most of my items I'm going to be using this on. And I love just going through my stash and finding the items that just need a little something and putting a transfer or something on them so that I can put them out quickly. Now, some of these items I did have to base coat first, but some of the items I didn't even have to do that with. And I'm going to be painting this picture, and because it's glass, I'm using a product called Boss, and that's a Dixie Belle product, and I'm using it in the color clear. And it's just going to give this a grip so that my paint will stick much better. So I did one coat of this and let it dry well, and now I'm going to paint this in the color Dropcloth, and that's also a Dixie Belle color. Now this will get 2 coats in order to cover well. It's almost identical to the color that is already on this. But again, this gets 2 coats. I'll let it dry well. Now ideally would be to put a clear coat on first and then the transfer. But as I mentioned before, a lot of times I don't do that, and most of the time I don't have any issues with it. The main thing is just to let it dry really well first. And then obviously using that Boss underneath it helps that paint stick better so that the transfer doesn't try to remove it. So this is one that I'm going to put on here, and I just like the neutral look of this, and so I'm going to put this on and not put anything on the other side, just the one side will have the transfer. And then once I get this on, then I will finish this off with a clear matte finish. And I usually just use Rust-Oleum or some brand like that is just a clear matte finish. And I like to spray it on sometimes because with items like this, because then you don't get any brush strokes. Now I had this little tiny crock that is also almost the exact same color as the Dropcloth, and I'm not going to have to do anything at all to this one, and I'm just going to put this little transfer on this, and then I will have to give this a clear matte finish just to make sure that that transfer stays on well. Now here are a couple of galvanized vases that I'm just going to paint, And I'm going to spray paint these both inside and out, and I give these 2 coats, and I can't think of what the color of that paint is, so I'm going to add this paint in the description, but again, I just gave this 2 coats. Now you could paint this with a chalk paint, and this is pretty similar to the color, actually it's similar to the color Tea Rose mixed with apricot, and so I mix both of those together a lot of times and get something very similar to this color. So if you wanted to do that instead of using a spray paint, you definitely could. You would just need to seal it afterwards. Now here is a little black bucket that my sister gave me, Tammy actually, and as you can see there, it has Tammy written with chalk on it, and I just very lightly wiped at that and got it to do that, so I knew it was going to come off very easily. Someone had given her a gift in this, and she just didn't have any use for it. For the bucket once she was finished, so I just cleaned it up good. The inside's already black, so I'm just going to paint the outside, leaving that rim around the top black in the color Dropcloth. And again, this will get 2 coats, and I'll let it dry well and add one of the transfers and then finish it off with a clear top coat sealer. Now this is a little bucket of sorts that I had in my stash. I'm not sure where it came from, but I know that I've had it for some time. The inside is already black. The outside, I'm not sure what's going on with the outside. But I'm going to give it 2 coats of the color Dropcloth and leave the inside black. And then I'm going to add one of the transfers to this one. And actually, when I finished this one, I took a permanent marker and just added some little nicks and dings here and there on it to make it look more aged. And then I finished it off with a clear top coat. Now here is just a little wedding sign that goes to decorate in a wedding. And I'm just going to leave the black on the back, but I'm going to paint the front and the sides in the color Dropcloth. This will get 2 coats, and then I'll let it dry well and add one of the transfers to this and finish it off with a top coat. Now the transfer that I'm going to use on this one is from a different set. This is the one that came from the Dixie Belle set. And so I'm just going to put this one on the front. Again, I will add this in the description. Now this is just a little enamel watering can, and it was white with some sort of little picture on the front of it, but I just spray painted over the top of that, and now I'm adding some black around the top to make it look more like enamel. And then I'll add a transfer to this one and finish it off with a clear top coat. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless you and your family.